Good morning, children. Today we are going to start a new chapter from your history book, and the chapter is Nationalism in India. So, before starting this chapter, I will tell you that how and why this feeling of nationalism developed in India. As we all know that India was a colony of Britain, or in other words you can say that India was ruled by British for a very long period of time. So, since the time the Britishers made India a colony, this feeling of nationalism developed. But this feeling of nationalism gained speed only after the First World War. And the timing of First World War was 1914 to 1918. So, this feeling of nationalism was in full swing after this First World War. And why it gained speed only after the First World War? Because the First World War created a new economic and political situation for Indian people. And after the First World War, or you can say during the First World War, the Britishers who were actively participating in the war, they increased the loans on Indian people because they had to meet the war needs. Beside that, they increased the taxes, custom duties were raised, and Indian people were made to pay income tax also. Prices of different commodities which were used in daily life increased. And with all these taxes, with all these new rules and regulations by Britishers, the hardships or the problems for common people of India increased gradually. Even this was not sufficient for the Britishers. Britishers, they wanted to strengthen their army, and for that, in order to strengthen their army, in order to make their army strong, they forcibly brought the village people, Indian village people, and made them to join the army. The Indian village people, they were reluctant, but then also they were forced to join the army. The situation was made miserable in year 1918 and 19 because that year the crop failed, and that resulted in acute shortage of food. Millions of people died, and there were epidemics also. So all these things together filled the hearts of the Indian people with the feeling of nationalism, and they decided to struggle against the Britishers. So, this was the reason, or these were the reasons why the feeling of nationalism developed in the Indian people. After the First World War, the Indian people got a leader also, or you can say that he was not a leader, he was a hero. And the leader which the Indian people got, the name of that leader was Mahatma Gandhi. As you all know, that Mahatma Gandhi, before starting the movements in India, he was in South Africa, and in South Africa also he was very famous. Why he was famous? Because in South Africa also Mahatma Gandhi fought against the discrimination of black and white people. So, Indian people, they had heard about the movements of Mahatma Gandhi in South Africa. So, when Mahatma Gandhi returned to India, the people of India, they were already willing to accept him as a hero. Mahatma Gandhi came to India. Mahatma Gandhi came to India, and he started different movements. And to fight these movements, Mahatma Gandhi adopted a weapon. That weapon was not a fatal weapon. That weapon was a kind of idea which is known as Satyagraha. Satyagraha, in Hindi we can say Satya ke liye agra, and in English it means a request for truth. So after coming to India, Mahatma Gandhi started a mass agitation which was known as Satyagraha. Means that he fought for the truth, he fought for the righteous. He emphasized the force of truth and the need to search for truth. Mahatma Gandhi believed that if cause was true, there is no need to use physical force. The battle could be won with non-violence. He believed that dharma of non-violence could unite all Indians. Mahatma Gandhi organized different Satyagraha movements. The first movement which was organized by Mahatma Gandhi was in 1916, which is known as Champaran movement. And this movement was organized for the peasants or the farmers who were in plantation system. He was successful in this movement. After that, he organized a new movement in 1917. This movement was known as Kheda movement, and this movement was to support the peasants of Kheda in Gujarat. And after that, in 1918, he started Ahmedabad movement. This movement was for the cotton mill workers who were not given their wages timely and properly, who were made to work for extra hours. So these three movements consecutively were started by Mahatma Gandhi just after he landed in India. So during the same time, the Britishers had introduced Rowlatt Act. The Britishers had passed Rowlatt Act in 1919. So what is this, or what was this Rowlatt Act? This Rowlatt Act was meant to give enormous power to Britishers so that they can stop all the political activities. And this Rowlatt Act provided the Britishers the power and the right to keep anyone in prison without any trial for 2 years. Mahatma Gandhi was totally against the introduction of this Rowlatt Act because he was knowing that what could be the result of this Rowlatt Act. So Mahatma Gandhi decided, or you can say he wanted, a movement against this unjust law of the Britishers, and he wanted the same time that the movement should be non-violent. Rallies were organized in various parts of India, and there was one incident on 10th April. That incident took place in Amritsar. A peaceful procession of Indian people, procession means Julus, a peaceful procession of Indian people was marching on the street. But the Britishers gave the order to fire on that procession. And after that, General Dyer, he imposed martial law and he took command of the Britishers. And he gave order that no political activities should be carried on. No political activities should be carried on in India. And if anyone is seen on the streets, then he or she should be shot dead. As you know, in those days, Indian people or India was not very developed. The means of communications like phone, TV, mobile were very few, very limited. So people were not aware of the martial law which was imposed by General Dyer. So the day was 13th of April. Thousands of people who were not at all aware of the martial law, they went to Jallianwala Bagh to celebrate Baisakhi. As this information reached General Dyer, he thought that the Indian people are defying his orders, and he gave the order to shoot the people who were gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh. He thought that they have defied his order. They have defied the martial law and they are gathered. So he gave the order to kill the Indian people. So in this incident, hundreds and thousands of people were killed, which made not only Mahatma Gandhi but other influential Indian people very sad, and they all decided to give away all the benefits they have been provided by the Britishers. So after this Jallianwala Bagh movement, there were strikes, clashes, and attacks on government buildings. Indian people, they started attacking the government buildings, and in response the government also took repressive action and humiliated and terrorized the Indian people. The Indian people, or you can say the Satyagrahis, were given very serious punishment. They were forced to rub their noses on the ground and crawl on the street. Mahatma Gandhi, the same time, thought of a broad-based movement in India, and he decided to start a movement in which he should get the support of the Muslims and Hindus and all the other caste and communities living in India. He thought that this movement should be so broad that all the communities living in India should come together in this movement. So it was a golden time for Mahatma Gandhi, because the World War was over and the Turkey who fought against the Britishers in the World War was defeated, and the head of Turkey was known as Khalifa. So Mahatma Gandhi, he wanted to unite the Muslims and the Hindus. So he supported the head of Turkey, the Khalifa, and he was knowing that if he will support the Khalifa, the Muslims of India will come in support of Mahatma Gandhi. So he supported the Khalifa against the Britishers, and he started a movement the same time, and in the name of Khalifa he gave the movement the name Khilafat movement. In this Khilafat movement, Gandhiji was supported by Ali brothers, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. Mahatma Gandhi saw this Khilafat movement as an opportunity to bring Muslims under the umbrella of a unified nationalist movement. After that, Mahatma Gandhi started non-cooperation movement against the Britishers. This non-cooperation movement was a very big movement in which all the Indian people participated. So first of all, we should know that why Mahatma Gandhi started the non-cooperation movement. Mahatma Gandhi believed that if Britishers are ruling in India, if they are successful in India, they are successful only because they are getting the support of the Indian people. So he decided that if we pull back this support which we are giving to the Britishers, then definitely the British Empire will fall down. So he started the non-cooperation movement. In this non-cooperation movement, many Indian people, they surrendered the titles which they were given by the Britishers. Indian people boycotted civil services, army, police, courts, schools, assembly, etc. The government took repressive measures. Indian people were punished. So this non-cooperation movement in beginning was very, very successful. But slowly, the momentum of this movement reduced. There were many people in the Congress party who were reluctant to carry on this non-cooperation movement. Why they were reluctant? Because during this non-cooperation movement, one violent incident occurred at Chauri Chaura near Gorakhpur, in which many policemen were burnt alive, and Mahatma Gandhi decided to call off this non-cooperation movement because it was turning violent. So this movement was called off, and many leaders of Congress that time felt very bad because this movement was called off. This movement was called off. And when again Mahatma Gandhi decided to start this movement, he could not get support of many leaders of the Congress party.